Karim Benzema. Right now, Benzema is arguably the best player in the world. He's the man who has basically been carrying Real Madrid for all these years. Nearly every match Real Madrid plays, his name always appears on the score sheet, and he is now one of the heavy favorites to win the 2022 Ballon d'Or. It's just amazing to see, because only a few years ago this man was experiencing one of his worst seasons in a Real Madrid shirt. It was just a few years ago that this man was considered useless. It was just a few years ago that this man's international career ended abruptly due to controversy. It was just a few years ago that this man was down so bad to the point where Cristiano Ronaldo had to give him a penalty to play in hopes of restoring his confidence in front of goal. It was just a few years ago that many were calling for Alvaro Morata to take his place in the starting 11. It was just a few years ago that this man was booed by his own fans. Well, it's Real Madrid. This is nothing new. And it was just a few years ago that many felt he was only still selected to start because of his close relationship with his manager at the time, Zinedine Zidane, and club president Florentino Perez. He was essentially an outcast and living a real-life nightmare. Until
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
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 Cristiano Ronaldo will be making a move to Serie A and Juventus.
He is switching the white of Real Madrid for the black and white of Juventus.
Cristiano Ronaldo left the club, and the rest, they say, is history. All overnight success about him. All overnight success about him. All overnight success about him. When you look at how Benzema exploded during the 2018-19 season, literally the season Ronaldo left the club, you could be forgiven for thinking this happened overnight, but I can assure you it didn't. And while the common narrative around the time was that it was Cristiano Ronaldo's presence that didn't let him truly shine the way he was supposed to, and while that is true to a certain extent, it isn't entirely the truth. Yes, playing alongside an iconic player like Ronaldo will of course mean that you won't be in the spotlight as often as you want to. Funny enough, Benzema was completely fine with it. Sounds crazy, right? This to me is why I think Benzema is one of the most intelligent footballers out there. Well, because he was often shy during his early days at Madrid, or maybe even now, he never really demanded the spotlight. Benzema was fully aware that he couldn't displace or outshine a player who at the time was scoring about 40, 50 or even 60 goals a season, and that this would require something truly extraordinary to top, even though he was a huge part of Ronaldo's success at Real Madrid. Benzema, rather than biting off more than he could chew, decided to stay low and observe. He was and still is a hard worker and did every single thing his managers told him to do. He had one of the biggest, most useful qualities that managers really love in a player, and that is adaptation. Part of the reasons why Mourinho, Ancelotti and Zidane loves him so much as a player is because of his ability to adapt to their respective styles of play, and this has helped forge him to become what he currently is today, a complete striker. When you talk about the legendary Real Madrid attacking trio BBC, Bale, Benzema and Cristiano, which was instrumental in multiple Champions League winning campaigns, you will often see people rank them according to who's better like this: Ronaldo, Bale, Benzema, despite the fact that Benzema was literally the glue that held them together. But many people didn't know that, as they only saw the number at his back, which according to every football fan's interpretation means goal scorer. And this often made him a target when things don't go their way, as everyone starts to ask questions why, despite being a number 9, he didn't usually score many goals. But what many people also didn't see was the fact that this guy was pretty much accumulating every information necessary for when the time comes for him to finally show the world what he was made of. And that's exactly what he did. Benzema knew that in order to last longer at Madrid, he had to be extremely calculative about it. Come to think of it, he wasn't really doing too badly at the club, but apparently he wasn't performing up to Real Madrid's standards. If he had the media hype like, let's say, Neymar, we're going to talk about him in a bit, he would have tried convincing himself that he could outperform Ronaldo just like he previously did with Gonzalo Higuain. After all, a fair bit of CR7's goals was coming directly due to his involvement, but he decided not to. Why? Because of Gareth Bale. Also, well, if he had tried, he would have undoubtedly run his career to the ground because of the insane amount of consistency it takes to become Ronaldo. Like, how does that guy even do it? There are reasons to speculate that Real Madrid's true intentions in signing Welshman Gareth Bale from Tottenham for a then world record transfer fee of 100 million euros was solely to replace Ronaldo. It is no secret that Ronaldo and club president Florentino Perez were not on the best of terms during his time at Madrid, and even former club president and the man who was responsible for Ronaldo's transfer to Real Madrid, Ramon Calderon, a man who knows Florentino Perez all too well, said that Bale's arrival was a way of appeasing the fans if Ronaldo left, because he was quite close to doing so. So judging by the price tag and the pattern in which Perez signed his previous Galacticos, they were actually expecting Bale to be close to, if not better, than Ronaldo. And while the media was trying to get Bale to outshine Ronaldo, Benzema hid in the shadows to help them do their bidding whilst learning a thing or two from them. Now, here is where it gets really interesting. Between the BBC trio, the player to get the least amount of media attention was Benzema. Well, although when it came to criticism, he was number one. But why is this so? Why is this the case? Benzema was selfless. He wasn't in the conversation while the media was constantly pitting Ronaldo and Bale against each other. And he didn't arrive as a superstar, as during the year of his arrival, Ronaldo and Kaká were the true superstars. So what did this mean for Benzema when Ronaldo left? It meant that all the focus and pressure shifted onto Bale, only for Benzema, the man who played the most important attacking role in the systems of three completely different managers in terms of their playing style. Benzema, the man who played plenty enough matches to be able to have an on-pitch relationship with the rest of the starting 11, particularly the midfielders, as of right now has currently become the best performing member out of the BBC trio, even better than Ronaldo. You simply cannot make this up. The fact that Benzema was able to adapt so expertly to three different managers' systems seamlessly has now made him adapt to the team so much so that he knew exactly what role to take when Ronaldo left. If you need further proof on how good Benzema is at adapting to anybody's system, in the 2018-19 season after Zidane left, they had three different managers, which includes Zidane when he came back towards the end of the season. Now, guess who was an ever-present in all their starting lineups without dropping his performance level one bit? Yeah, that's right, Karim Benzema. If you want further proof, check when he returned to the French national team ahead of the Euros last year. He slotted in perfectly without any tactical conundrum, despite the fact that the squad had significantly changed since the last time he was there. He even became his country's top scorer in only his first major international tournament since he came back. All of the struggles Benzema faced at the club helped him to become the player he is today. He understood that at the time he couldn't reign over Madrid, so he patiently waited for his time to come. While Benzema was patient and selfless, he picked up a lot of skills which he's currently putting to good use along the way. Benzema's current reputation as Mr. Clutch for Real Madrid is reminiscent of the days when Ronaldo was still at the club. Now, imagine what would have happened during the times when he was booed, himself or the club then decides to take the step of selling him. He will be successful elsewhere, yes, but judging by the fact that in 2009, Benzema snubbed Manchester United to sign for Real Madrid, it shows that he genuinely didn't want to be anywhere else. And also imagine him trying so hard to outperform Ronaldo during their early days at the club, and let's say something happens and Ronaldo leaves. Would he have been ready to take on all that responsibility at the time? No. Neymar, although wasn't entirely his fault, was already given into the media hype that he could potentially become closer if not better than Lionel Messi, something which didn't exist much when it came to Benzema and Ronaldo. The remontada happens when Neymar played the match of his life, but Messi got all the praise, and so he decided he had had enough and decided to move elsewhere, where he discovered rather quickly that the responsibility of being a Messi/Ronaldo type player was way too much to handle, and it certainly didn't help that the media was constantly snooping around to know what was going on with the world's most expensive player. People don't understand how difficult it is to be Messi and Ronaldo, and this type of enormous spotlight requires some level of maturity, which was something Neymar didn't have or was still in development at the time. If Ronaldo had left Madrid earlier, Benzema would have been nowhere near where he currently is today. Benzema, during his own development, learned how to exploit space to absolute perfection and is why he has a telepathic relationship with both Vinicius Jr. and Kylian Mbappe at both club and international level respectively. I recommend you watch this video after this one where Thierry Henry dissects everything Benzema does on the field, how he exploits space, his finishing technique, his positioning, and so on. And I also want to add that Benzema, for his age, sure does a lot of up and down running for the team, and quite frankly, I don't know how he does that. Benzema's career has just been filled with several ups and downs, and trust me, the downs have been way more, but right now, he's experiencing the up as he's currently carrying Real Madrid to Champions League glory. It is evident that they're not good without him, with a recent El Clasico serving as a reminder, but with him, they are really dangerous. Benzema is probably the most important player at Real Madrid right now, and his partnership with Vinicius Jr. has even boosted his stats. Benzema is so vital to the team that he can play well without Vinicius, but the same can be said for Vinicius. There is one problem with Benzema though. Just like some parts of the Real Madrid squad, Benzema is aging and he cannot continue to play at this level for much longer. Hence, he knows this is the right opportunity for him to finally win the Ballon d'Or. He's not going to get many chances. Benzema is living proof that patience is key. If you're patiently waiting for your opportunity in life, make sure while you wait, you gather all the necessary skills required to succeed. Just hard work is not enough, patience is needed also, so that eventually when luck finally swings in your favor, you'll be ready to take that opportunity. Benzema's hard work and sacrifice would not have paid off if Ronaldo had not left, so that in itself is luck. Obviously, it is foolish to think that when Benzema was seeing Ronaldo parade 4 Ballon d'Ors in front of him that he wouldn't want that, but he didn't want to fight a battle which he knew he would have lost. For me, Benzema is the dream teammate. He's not selfish, he's humble, and he doesn't usually go on a power struggle with his teammates. Despite the fact that he was undoubtedly the team's talisman, he never argued with Sergio Ramos on who was to take penalty kicks, as he happily led his former captain to do it. Of course, who would dare challenge Ramos, but if it were other players, they would have selfishly wanted to score all the goals. Benzema's story is truly inspiring and is something a lot of people can learn from, and for this reason I am wholeheartedly rooting for him to win this year's Ballon d'Or. Sorry, Robert. And we have come to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget, like the video, subscribe, share it, turn on notifications. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.